Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. Do the same with the Grizzly Gentleman, 10% off at checkout on your fantastic beard products. Or you could shop via the TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below to help support the show. And last but of course not least, you can go to Grey Viking Games with the affiliate link below to pillage some sweet arena codes. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theric 6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're playing Bolas. It's our first Bolas back in quite some time. And just putting out there, I explicitly wanted to play as many new cards as I could reasonably play. So it's very possible that this deck list is not the best. But we'll get to that when we get to the deck tech at the end. I do just want to mention I'm loving the ideal of Prismari Command with Narset. I think Narset is in a really good place right now, considering all the decks that are just trying to draw a bunch of cards and use all the cool new Mystical Archive cards. I'm looking forward to seeing if Doomblade can stand alone. Well, by stand alone, I mean stand alone as a creature removal, with Baleful Mastery possibly being the main Planeswalker removal. Considering we also have Bedevil, I think I might just have too much removal in this deck, generally speaking. Crux of Fate, we only do have 2 board wipes in the main, and notably no board wipes in the sideboard. I'm hoping that that's not going to be an issue, but it's just something I want to know. So, main point of this deck, you play Bolas, you win. We try to control the game. We have some cool sideboard cards, which I'll talk about during sideboarding, as well as the deck tech at the end. For those of you who are new to the channel, why do I put the deck tech at the end? Well, it's because people don't, very many people don't actually watch the deck tech. And if I try to put the deck tech at the beginning, even though I have timestamps, people just ignore the timestamps and they click off the video. So I just prefer to give a little brief deck thing before, deck intro I should say, before the actual gameplay. I talk about the deck during the game, obviously, and then after the games, I will do an actual deck tech. This hand is fine. We do have to get rid of 1 card, which I assume, yeah, I'll get rid of Bolas here. We obviously don't want our opponents doing. They're playing normal-ass card backs, but they do have the Lotus and Ugin. I wouldn't put my opponent from being on... I wouldn't hesitate to put my opponent on being on something like incredibly degenerate. They're really taking their sweet time trying to figure out if they want to keep this. Deal, we'll keep 6. We'll get rid of Nikki B here. And we first start off with a Fetid Pool tapped. I want to make sure I can play my cards on curve. Interesting. So we are going to go ahead and check what our opponent's trying to do here. Jeskai. They could be on Jeskai Control. Could be on something 4 or 5 color, though. They might be having connection issues, which is very unfortunate. I try not to... I'm trying not to, jump immediately to roping and stuff. Okay, so they are playing Jeskai Control. I don't care about a Braid at all. Thought coming can be annoying. Torrential Gearhulk is something I'll have to deal with eventually. I think I'm going to take the Behold here. I'm going to get rid of the Drowned Catacomb. Next turn, it's very possible I'm going to Prismari Commands. I love the idea of Prismari Commands because you could potentially have Bolas on 4, which is just pretty sick. So, you could kill something and then make a treasure token, then you Bolas. What I'm going to do here is most likely... That's interesting. I'm most likely going to draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. I don't think Bloodchief's Thirst is going to be very good here. I will say, I did consider Magma Opus and Explosive Finale or something. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I'll talk more about that during the deck tech. But I did consider those. So here, they have Saw It coming. I could blow up the treasure here. with Prismari Command instead of making my own treasure. I definitely want to at least draw 2 cards. Don't want to destroy theirs. I think if I attempt to destroy theirs, they're going to use this. So I think maybe... I guess they have a braid. Yeah, since they have a braid, I think I'm just going to try and blow theirs up. I'll draw 2. See if they want to just counter this here. I'm fine if they do. I just really would like to get rid of these Bloodchief Thirsts. Also, apparently you can look at your sideboard in-game now, which is pretty cool. Censor? Okay, sure. Oops, done. And we just play taps. Yeah, unfortunately these cards are probably just going to be garbage for us. Definitely would have preferred keeping a Bolas if we knew our opponent was on Jeskai Control. Man, I wonder what that card is. We have a Narset. It's going to get countered, but we essentially have to do it. The unfortunate bit is it gets countered and then they have access to Torrential Gearhulk. But I do think we have to just do it. I'm realizing... Man, okay, that's actually pretty interesting. I didn't consider that combination, Torrential Gearhulk plus Magma Opus. So I have had instant speed Bolas decks in the past where I focused a lot more on those forms of interactions. Okay, so I have Disallow. Disallow can stop some shenanigans, which is nice. But yeah, I didn't even consider that. I could definitely retool this deck for it. The unfortunate bit is I can't actually cast this. Yeah, I have to keep Disallow up. Soul Guide Lantern, I don't care about. Yeah, that's fine. I have no way of reanimating my cards. Okay, well, we have full information on our opponent. But 4 damage. Yeah, like I'd play Bolas, they'd discard this, then they'd flashback Magma Opus, blow up my Bolas, tap whatever, make a 4/4 and draw 2 cards. Like I can't put down my shields. I may legitimately have to wait until like 7 mana before I can cast this. Play this and pass. Draw a card, yep. One of the nice things about Disallow is you can counter activated abilities. Or sorry, not activated. Triggered abilities. So it does mean it does nice double duty against Storm. Like, it just breaks Storm. This sucks, because it could be like an Alrund's Epiphany or something. I was very worried that this deck wouldn't do very well against traditional control. Like Drago control, I should say. Okay, so I think what's going to happen is... Yeah. I think what's going to happen is my opponent now has enough mana, yeah, to cast this and counter. Yeah, so I'm going to cast this. They counter, and I will concede. Yep. Definitely unfortunate. We do have some decent cards in the sideboard. The only issue is they're playing main deck of Braid, and that F's us a little bit. Like the Thought Distortion, I like the Ashioks. I like the Weathered Runestones. Do I like the Whirlwind Denials? I'm not sure. Definitely like the Thoughtseizes. Maybe... Do I want Necromentia as well? Possibly. I'm just gonna, like, do this. We don't like these. We don't like these. Don't like this. I only saw Torrential Gearhulk as a creature planeswalker. This gets rid of creatures and planeswalkers as well, so I'm gonna chuck this as well. Let's see. I suppose I don't need the Whirlwind Denials for spell ability or controls. Yeah, I don't think I need the Whirlwind Denials. And I think I'm going to eat one of the Necromentias. I don't think I need both. The issue is, of course, we saw one Axis that our opponent planned to win with, but I would not be surprised if my opponent has more Axes. So fine hands. I don't think that we should Thoughtseize on turn 1. Yeah, they're not playing black, so I'm not worried about it. Instead, I can play this tapped, Thoughtseize on turn 2, play this tapped, and then by turn 3 I can just play a Narset out. Nice. Alright. So our hand's looking alright. Hey, look, they have Prismari Command as well. I'm going to go ahead and take this away. Just don't want to deal with that card. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to cast. So it's possible they've drawn a thing, but I'm going to go ahead and cast Narset. The question is, am I going to use Narset? The answer is yes.
I have just the trick for this.
Damn. Take Thought Erasure. I assume they can play the island and pass. It's a sick Disallow. I have to do this on their turn. Keep this around. I assume they're going to attempt a Prismari Command here. Probably Treasure Token, deal 2 damage. Treasure Token, 2 damage. I think that's fine.
You cannot see your folly.
Okay, they didn't play that untapped, so that's nice. So I was going to force them to draw. Because they can't draw anymore this turn. Man, I really don't want to give them card selection, so I guess I'm going to choose myself. So my shields are down here. They're probably deciding whether or not they want a Prismari Command now. I think they should do it. Yeah, they're going to. I assume they're also going to make another treasure token. Yeah.
I shall miss your company.
Those are all pretty sick. Gotta get rid of this. Man, I'd like the Ashiok. I think I'm going to get rid of the Ashiok here. Okay, would have liked another land, but Q, I guess. That was a mistake. Never mind. I forgot I can just get rid of this. Yeah, then we pass. Next one we play a Bolas. Hopefully. They should play this tapped. Cool. Now all we have to do is fade. A counterspell. Did they top deck a counterspell? Now they may be pausing just because of the treasure. Cool. So we get to draw here, which is lovely. Fantastic. So we essentially have to fade one more draw. But being able to get another Narset down should kind of seal the game. If 3 mana, 4 mana. They haven't played this yet. Yep. Before I do anything else next turn, I'm going to activate Bolas. Unless it dies here. Wow. Okay. That is fine. Each player shuffles their hand in graveyard. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Now they can't actively use that card.
The past, present, and future.
I'm just gonna grab the Bolas again.
Your prowess.
Am I gonna grab the Bolas again? I wonder if Bolas is better than Onyx here. I mean, I can't cast either of them, actually. So I'm just going to grab the Bolas, because I'm close to casting the Bolas. I have 26 lands. I don't think this deck needs 27, but I guess I could be wrong. Lightning Helix, that's fine, because fun fact, I have another. Alright, this is nice. And I'll play another one.
If you wish to surrender now, meditate and prepare.
Nice, thank you. Got there. This is not a great matchup. So what else did I see here? Commit to memory. I mean, yeah, this is just like a hard Jeskai Control deck. Going second now. Yeah, I don't think there are really any changes that I want to make here. Maybe I do want another Necromentia. Could get rid of a single... yeah, they didn't see Thought Distortion that game, I don't think. No, I didn't show it to them. I might not need the Weathered Runestone as much. Yeah, I'm still going to keep one in there. Because even just one of them can probably do some good. I want to keep this. It's super risky. Like the risk levels are off the charts. That makes the risk level a lot lower. Narset. Well, I'd like them to not play Narset next turn, but they have 2 Narsets, so that's a little unfortunate. Damn. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not a great keep for what they have in hand. Shark Typhoon is essentially garbage right now, like these two I don't care about. Lightning Helix can take out my own, I guess, Ashiok, but I don't think they even care. I guess I can take away one of their Narsets. Hmm. Yep, and then that's Narset here.
The focused and disciplined encounter no obstacles.
Blah 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 blah
Keep
blah.
an
Blah.
open mind.
Risk of dispute. Oh, it's good to know. And then I guess for the rest of the game we play a land and pass.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Thing is, they do need another land. Dovin's Veto, sure. Crap. Really hoping they didn't have another land. Do I care if they use the Lightning Helix to kill my Ashiok? No. I guess they could Shark Typhoon for 1 to hit my Ashiok. I could disallow that, but that seems kind of stupid. I think I'm just going to pass here. I need Shark Typhoon for 1. Because they can just keep drawing lands. Play Search for Azcanta here. Sure. See if they let this resolve. Just opens Veto. Can't counter it. That's fine. They changed Ashiok's voice. They will use the Helix to kill it. I'm fine with that. These disallows are a lot more valuable. That makes me so incredibly uncomfortable. I don't know if I would pay for this, to be honest. I think I won't. Are you fucking kidding me? Remember, this is my first draft of Bolas, so not only do I have to get used to the meta, I have to test a lot of different cards. Damn it. I could play this Bolas. The issue is if I play this. So the idea, right, is I was thinking I play this, I kill this, but not only do they have Castle Ardenvale up, they could, on their turn, turn to Gearhulk just to grab a Lightning Helix. So that's not the best play. If I just play the Ravager, they're relatively unlikely to just play a Torrential Gearhulk for no reason. So I think I think that's the best play that I can take. But I would have preferred to cast this when I have Disallow up. So they have something they can cast that they're thinking about here. Unfortunately, just based on the fact that Strixhaven was an enemy color pair set, the shards got kind of shafted. We're gonna play another match. Hopefully not against control. I really need to see how the deck fares against aggro or combo, or even just like mid range. Because if the deck is just bad against control, and is good against the other styles of decks, like I don't like this hands. I'm keeping it because I have Thought Erasure, and I'm going second, so I'm drawing cards. Fun fact, if you really want this sleeve, one of the best places to get it is Grave Viking Games. They have a bunch of different arena codes. They might be out of stock. Okay. So this does appear to be a mid-rangey deck. It's elves. I need to get rid of Tivar, I think. Because I can wipe the board. Nope. But I think I would struggle a little bit more to deal with some other things. This is just too damn shiny target. I did consider electrolyzing the deck as well, but this worked with things better. I did forget that they can just collect a company now, which is super awkward. That is not the land I needed. But I suppose it's the lands I deserved. So I'm going to try, I think, to do more of a instant speed style Grixis deck again. 4, 7, 9, damn. So I need a land here. No, I mean, I could kill this, and I would technically be alive, but let's see. Prismari Command, kill this, get a treasure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn. It's kind of the same. The only difference is this would give them a land. Or this would give them a card, so I think I have to graveyard that. I'm still dead. No. I guess technically I'm not. Oh right, I don't actually need to play this untapped. So I can just enter tapped. And then pass. I mean, pass now because my opponent might... Well, I mean, the thing is, if they have, like, a Credit Hook Behemoth, I'm screwed either way. So I've chosen to wait and see. I do hope that they attack with Elvish Clangcaller as well. Cool. Okay, so they're choosing not to attack with Archdruid, which makes me think that, 2 damage. Okay. This makes me think my opponent might have another Collected Company in hand. Although, no, that doesn't necessarily make sense. Okay, I guess they do. So I'm almost certainly dead. The likelihood that they don't get a... Yeah. Okay, up against elves. Up against elves. Want this? Yikes. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is actually good here, too. I'd probably just need Thoughtseize in the main deck. You two are too slow. I don't like Disallow or Narset all that much in this situation. I think I like Disallow slightly more, though. Anything else? I'm going first. Technically bring in Whirlwind Denials instead of the Disallows. They're a little bit easier to cast. No. I'm going to keep this configuration. But yeah, it seems like the deck really needs a rather large rework. I'll keep this. That's good. That's helpful for us. This sound effect has changed. Also, why is the left side coming out of my right ear? Very strange. Alright. Let's take away their bird. Oh, they don't have a bird. Could take away this, but I don't think I care as much. Take away this. Play this tap next turn. Thoughtseize the other one. And play Allosaur Shepherd, I don't care. They played a bird. I think that is fine, though. Do I get rid of the Collected Company? I think I have to. So next turn they can play... bolt themselves and play both of these cards. They didn't even have to bolt themselves? That's fine, though. We'll be doom blading something, I'm just not sure what. And I likely won't be doing it until the end of their turn. That's interesting. I don't know if I agree with that, per se. I think I would have liked to have Thought Erasure. I should have thought of that before I played the Blood Crypt. Like, looking at the deck, there's nothing early on that costs red. Okay, so whatever they're playing is going to be large here. Oh, it's just another... Oh, it's Tyvar. That's not great.
Do you mean you haven't heard of me?
Will they attack, or will they play the Shepherd? Looks like they're going to play the Shepherd, which makes my Ravager a little worse. Okay, never mind. Am I going to play Ravager here? I think I have to. Yeah, I have to play Ravager. It blocks this, but more importantly, it attacks this. Okay, that's good. Good whiff from them. Obviously not gonna block that. Disallow is decent. I'm at 8, so I do need to really watch my my life total here. I would have loved to be able to get a land. Then I could have killed that. That was Visionary. I think I have to let that resolve. Or I can just take 4 here. Yeah, I'm gonna counter that. Counter that, take 4 here. Can kill Tyvar, but I would die. So I kind of need to be able to play Bolas here.
I believe we can be heroes.
Ow. That's very helpful, thank you.
I'm a god once again. Your existence is pointless.
Alright, let's hope our opponent doesn't have any haste that they can cast. They might have Vorinclex, they might have Questing Beast, they very likely are going to have Craterhoof. Okay, we were able to pull one out. It was, frankly, too close for comfort. Now you might be saying, oh, they had Elvish Mystic or Visionary or whatever, so you should bring in Narset. No. No, not necessarily. If I had also saw the 4-mana one that like keeps letting you draw, then I would have considered it more. But just the Visionary I don't think is worth the slots. This is a bad hand. Also a pretty bad hand. Incredibly bad hand. Have to keep that. Get rid of a Sulfur Falls. If they have a bird, I kill it. If they don't... Yeah, if they don't, I'm just going to play the Grave Tapped. Of course, I can't kill that in the normal way. First tapped. Next turn, they can collect a company. I think I am just going to take the opportunity to kill this here. Next turn, I can kill a thing, and I guess make a treasure? Yeah. Do they have the company? If not, then I'd be able to kill this thing and make a treasure, which would be the better thing to kill potentially. It's not great. I don't actually want a treasure, but I can't discard both of these lands. I'm pretty certain I have to do this. Definitely have to kill a thing. Trust 2 cards, discards 2 cards. I would just get rid of my lands for, like, potentially nothing. So I think it has to be this. I'm gonna kill the Paradise Druid, because it does have more power. So I'd love to see Crux of Fate, and the God Eternals, Bolas. Preferably Crux of Fate, though. This is fine, technically. Kill this, mill them, I think. Not great mills. Did gain 4, and I do now have a 4/4, which is very nice. Coco, unfortunate. Double Lord would be bad. No Lord. So if I can find a way to kill this, I'm in okay space. It's not a way to kill it. Because they make them 5/5s, yeah. I mean, if they have a land here, I don't die, but I lose my, Oh, right. No, this costs 7, doesn't it? No, it only costs 6, but they didn't use it for that. So just giving me more time to find Crux of Fate. Which I only have 2 of, which is probably bad. Doomblade. I think Doomblade has to kill the Shepherd. It gives them trample. Clan Caller, they can grab another Clan Caller. When they have Marwyn, yeah, I think the only thing that I can do is kill the Shepherd, and I have to do it now. I can't wait until their turn to do it. I literally don't need to play another land here. It can be used to potentially get rid of with Prismari Commands. But we are probably gonna be dead here. 6, Clan Caller. Marwyn goes up to 5. See if they have a Collected Company in hand. They have 6 total mana available. Nope. So that's good. They just attack with a 4-power creature? No. Okay. That seems like a way better attack. I'm going to kill the 3/3. Let me just make sure. 3, 6, 10, 15. I'll be down to 3. I have to get exactly... exactly Crux of Fate, which is only a 4% chance. Not great. But I think I require that regardless. Like, if I block here, right, so let's say I block there. I take 3, 6, 10, 13. I go to 5. If I grab an Enemy of the God Eternals, like this is dead. So if I grab an Enemy of the God Eternals, I kill this. I go up to 9, and I still die. Yeah. So I think this is just the marginally better play. I guess technically this would be a marginally better play. Yeah, because it well, actually, no, it was correct to block the Marwyn. Yeah, the reason it was correct to block the Marwyn there is because I would be at 5 instead of 4, which isn't necessarily going to matter all that much. But if my only out there was Crux of Fate and only Crux of Fate, I said only twice, then my creature would have died anyway. Right, so I shouldn't have cared at all about my creature surviving. I should have blocked the most power possible to give me the most amount of leeway for future turns to draw into something more. So let's talk about the deck as soon as we get to it. Thank you very much. Oh, all right, I guess we'll open some packs first. Some people like opening packs or watching the packs get opened. Huh. It's a Mystical Archive card. Our warrior's been pushed over. Weather Storm, cool. Okay. So, for removal, we have... I guess I'll count this as well, but you know what? We're going to put it here. We have 2 Bloodchief's Thirst. This card used to be like the best, the primo removal in the most previous historic, before Strixhaven and the Mystical Archives. I'm not certain that it's not as good now, but with Doomblade, I want to examine that card's power level a little bit more. So Bloodchief's Thirst, its removal at scales, but I think I want to have instants now. Especially if I'm going to morph this to include Gearhulk again. So I think I'd like to get rid of this. Then we have 3 Doomblades and 3 Bedevil. The 3 Doomblades, pretty obvious. I think it's generally the widest removal that we have access to. You could argue that Heartless Act is better, and it might be. But I want to try, the Doomblade. I do think that Go for the Throat would be literally the best removal, followed closely by Victim of the Night, I think is what it's called. But that is double black, so that does have some downsides. Bedevil, it can kill artifacts or planeswalkers as well. So the fact that it can hit multiple, or it has, words are incredibly hard, flexibility is quite nice. The thing is, if I add more instant speed to this deck, it means that I can't justify as many red spells early on. And this isn't just like 1 black-red. If this was 1 black-red, it'd be absolutely fine. Like the Kolaghan's command style effect, totally fine. Or mana cost. This is black-red, which is absolutely different. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to necessarily have it. But the mana base is another thing that I have to deal with. Baleful Mastery, I find this card better on paper than Vraska's Contempt and E2 Extinction. The reason is, Contempt giving you 2 life is helpful. It does cost double black, which technically shouldn't be an issue for a deck where we want triple black on turn 5. Whatever. E2 Extinction's kind of scry thing is nice, but both of those cards have to cost 4. And in some circumstances, our late game removal, we need in the early game, right? If our opponent is playing some sort of creature-based combo deck, Arcanist comes to mind, it's very possible that I want to just blow them out by killing it. Additionally, this drawback can be mitigated by the fact that we're planning on playing Narset, right? So I like the idea because then, for example, like we play Narset on 3, on turn 4, right, we can play Search for Azcanta, we can play like Thought Erasure, or hell, we can play like Doomblade or something. And then on their turn, we can pay 2, kill their thing, they don't actually get to draw an additional card, right? So that's kind of my reasoning behind thinking this card in a deck, at least that plays Narset, I think is better. Then we have 2 Crux of Fate. This needs to be more. It's possible that maybe I should have, again, like if we move towards the kind of more instant speed version, it'd be very hard to justify Anger of the Gods. Like the cycling obviously would be great, but the fact that it's double red would not be helpful for a deck whose mana base is already not going to be great, because we don't have the Triomes, we don't have the Snarls, I guess. Wizards, I really need you to put out a shard set pretty soon. Like it's hard for the Bants, the Espers. The Esper, I guess, doesn't have as much of an issue right now, because I feel like the black splash for them is a lot slimmer. But like the fucking Alara, the shards, right? I also would obviously prefer if this was just Damnation. Right, White has. I'm not going to get into it, but we don't care if our own Bolas dies. We only have 3 creatures. Like, I don't care, right? I would much rather this card just be Damnation, because I can hit everything for only 4 mana, which is great, which is what White gets to do, but I don't. 2 Search for Azcantas. The deck needs ways to make sure it hits mana when it needs it and not hit mana when it really doesn't need it. So that's why I still have Search for Azcanta. I'll show you in a second, like the batch, I guess I'll call it, the batch list, where I have some other considerations. Search for Azcanta can absolutely mean the difference in a control mirror match between losing and winning, though. And I really do like it. It's cheap, it stays around, like you get to use it a lot. Not a ton of people are playing enchant removal, so I kind of like it there. Thought Erasure. Man, Thought Erasure is helpful. But I'm wondering to what extent I want to have main deck. Like, if I'm going sorcery speed, and I think I might try to like branch these decks a little bit better. I could try a more black-red centric one that has a little bit more discard. Or not necessarily discard, but just more like removal type effects as opposed to counterspells. Like I just wouldn't run counterspells, probably wouldn't run Narset. Where I have, a full set of Thought Erasure, a full set of Thoughtseize, and then like Anger of the Gods, for example. And I do wonder how effective that would be. But if I do plan on making a more instant speed version, I don't know. Like, for 1 mana, sure, Thoughtseize might make sense in that deck still. But for 2 mana, I'm not sure that I want to be discarding. It's possible at that point I want to be holding up mana to cycle Magma Opus, or to cast a 2 mana counterspell, or something like that, right? So I'm just not sure, and it really does depend on the deck split that I'm going to be doing. I could consider a Planeswalker deck version, like a Super Friends version, but I actually don't think that's very good, so never mind. 3 Disallow, it hits everything. You can counterspell, you can counter activated ability, like Planeswalker Ultimates, and then of course you can counter triggered abilities, which is supposed to be the best. I guess I'm not going to see a ton of Storm in best of 3, whereas I will in best of 1. So I guess I'm not entirely sure if Disallow is still like incredibly important. And you might notice that about the sideboard in general, right? Like, this feels like a sideboard against the nonsense that's going on in best of 1, because that's essentially what I made it as. Because I haven't played best of 3 really, so that's kind of why Disallow's in here. It's possible that it should be saw it coming or whatever. And then like in the sideboard, there could be a split with Disallowed Whirlwind Denial to help out against combo decks and control decks. Although I feel like Disallow is just better generally than Whirlwind Denial. I'm not sure. Narset makes a lot of sense to me still. Decks be drawing cards a lot again now, and it works really nicely with Prismari Command. Speaking of Prismari Command, I really wish it only discarded 1. I think it'd be too strong if it did, but man, that mode, like it's fine, right? Because it works with Narset. Like, that's one of the main reasons I wanted to really try this card out. But man, like, when you need to use it yourself, it sucks. Like, I mean, like, Faithless Looting is only good in decks that want Faithless Looting, and then it's busted. But a deck that doesn't, like if I put Faithless Looting in this deck, it would just be a worse deck, like, just objectively. Because Faithless Looting is card disadvantage. You're using 1 card to essentially be net even, which means you're minus 1 card. You're drawing 2, you're discarding 2, right? You're back to 1, minus 1. So it's 2 damage standing target, sure. You can make a treasure token, which theoretically should help the deck run more smoothly. We didn't really see that, but it's possible that I would see that more if we went more of a sorcery route, or an instant route. The thing is, if I go an instant route, what do I do with Baby Bolas, right? Baby Bolas is theoretically great card advantage. Forces a discard, If they remove it later, you 2-for-1 them. It's an efficient card, 4 mana, 4/4 flyer, can potentially turn into a really great planeswalker. If I'm playing a lot of instants, I'm not going to want to cast this until probably turn 6 at least if we're playing 2-mana counterspells. So I'm super not sure. Probably would keep at least 2 of them in a deck like that. Same with Nikki B, Big Nikki B. He's the main finisher of the deck. You'll love to see him. You get to draw cards. You get to do cool things. I literally cannot cut below like 5 Boluses in this deck. I could maybe get away with 4, maybe, but it feels like less of a Bolas deck, right? Professor Onyx I wanted to try because, like, theoretically you get to gain life. Like, if you notice, we are running a ton of instant sorceries, but I didn't want to play more of her because she does cost 6 mana. So I think it's not worth having her. She has a really good search function. Her +1 can be really helpful at getting it out of tough circumstances. But I just don't know. She seems maybe a little too slow, even against other control. And then Nikki B, God-Pharaoh, I just love this card. The mana base is trash. Technically it works, but we had mana troubles both of those games. Very small sample size, so I need to play more games with a 26 lane configuration, but not the best. 4 Thoughts is the sideboard. It's supposed to help against control and stuff. And combo, I guess. Like Weathered Runestone, essentially against combo, and Arcanist style decks. Necromentia against combo. Man, are you finding a pattern here? Whirlwind Denial, combo. Ashiok Dreamlander, graveyard decks, aka something else to generate. And with God Eternals, like the only cards I really have for creatures. And then Thought Distortion, control, and combo. I overestimated how much combo I think I would see. So now I'm going to show you the batch. This is the batch. When I make decks, and people who have been around the channel for a long time know, when I make decks, I put in essentially every card I think is worth considering. Every card that I think is worth considering. A lot of cards here. So, as I said, like, Disable, Deliberate, Anticipate, these were both cards that I considered Think Twice in place of, like, Search for Azcanta. Then, obviously, we have things like Memory Lapse. We have Censor. We have Tail's End. Fun fact, Tail's End, very similar to Disallow, except it doesn't actually counter spells, but it does counter activated triggers or legendary spells. Sign and Blood, I thought I could draw 2, or I could even use this with Narset to like have a very bad shock. Drowned Catacomb I considered because if I suspect that my opponents are going to be putting a lot of stuff in their graveyards, then this would be helpful, right? There's just a ton of cards here that I consider for numerous reasons, and these aren't just like for main deck cards. Like Rowan and Will, right? It makes my instant sorcerers cost less, but Rowan's the one I would want to play. But since her plus only hits players, I don't care, right? Like I can't leverage that. Electrolyze I consider because it can divide the damage up, which can be very helpful. Ionize was when I considered more instant speed stuff. Galazeth was like, hey, it's another dragon. It helps out casting instant sorceries. It's another decent body, 4 mana, 3/4. Doesn't die to Crux of Fate, right? There's a bunch of reasons, a bunch of different plans. Like Tezzeret, I was like, hey, maybe I'm gonna make a Planeswalker version, right? So that's why Tezzeret's Gambit's here. But oh no, it's a sorcery. God Eternal Kefna can do a lot of cool things, but then I realized like I do want some number of counterspells. Counterspells don't work great with Kefnet, so I might have Kefnet in the sorcery speed version, right? I even had like Time Warp, Alrund's Epiphany with potentially God Eternal. So there are a bunch of different ideas here, a bunch of different ways I can take the deck, and I think I might try to have an instant. I think I will try to have instant sorcery in Planeswalker. Instant, very obvious. A lot of counter spells, a lot of draw spells, Sublime Epiphany, and it was Creative Outburst. Creative Outburst and Magma Opus, right? Both those cards work really nicely with the ugly thing here. Sublime Epiphany, cool stuff. Sorcery speed, a lot more removal, a lot more discard, possibly Time Warp effect, possibly Gambit, maybe. Catnet seems good in that situation. Shark Typhoon seems kind of good in that situation as well. And then Planeswalkers. Yeah, essentially just Planeswalkers. Saheeli is fantastic in decks like this because she gives us blockers. Angrath's great. This is great. We could have some 4-mana walkers like Sharon or Liliana. So a lot of different areas that I can kind of tweak the deck with. What do I want next? Lorehold, Quandrix. All right, real talk. I'm getting the Prismari one last. Boo! Prismari sucks. Theater geeks. Ooh, I'm on the Matt squad. Let me know if you're playing Grixis Control. Let me know how it's going for you. And yeah, I think that's the end of this video. Very long recording. But I know a lot of people really like the Bolas. So yeah, we'll see how it evolves next week and figure out what I'll do, which one I'll play first. I'd like to remind you that I do have a P.O. box. Feel free to send me things. I will open them on camera if you would like. I have Patreon. If you'd like to join in supporting the show, that'd be very helpful. Fogwind and Balater get a special shout out here. If you would like to support the show, not monetarily, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. All that stuff really helps. And of course, until next time, all will be one.